We're going to make artesian bread, and it's going to make you look like you are a brilliant bread maker. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead. By now you should know when I am putting my hair up, one of two things is happening. We're either getting ready to cook or I'm having a hot flash. I'm not having a hot flash yet, so that means we're getting ready to cook. This is what we are going to be using, the My Bread book. There you go. I'll put a link to it up in the description, but you don't really need to buy it because there's only one recipe I've ever used out of this book, and it is available all over the internet. So I'm just going to share the book with you, but I'm also going to give you the recipe. So the deal is, between you and me, we do not tell anybody that this is the easiest bread that they will ever be making in their world, because this bread recipe is going to make you look like a brilliant baker. But before we go any further, we're going to need to talk about a Dutch oven, because this is my Dutch oven that I use for all bread baking, for anything, like literally. But I had to take it to Lowe's or any hardware store, and I had to get a metal knob. Here's the original knob. I can't even believe I still have this thing. It's been 20 years. The reason you have to replace it is because this thing is actually plastic, and you're going to be baking bread at an extremely high temperature. So this thing will melt. It could melt. It may melt. Replace it. You actually have to replace the screw here too, because you're going to be putting a metal cabinet pull with a metal cabinet screw. And you're going to have to get one short. Take this lid into Lowe's. I did, and the guy helped me. It's amazing. Let's keep going. I'm also going to be doing this, there's going to be a test involved in this. We're going to make two different types of loaves. We're going to make a whole wheat type of loaf, and we're going to make a white all-purpose bread flour type of loaf, just to see what the difference is. Just to see what the difference is. See all that? That's love, like right there. Let's get going. Put this away. You're not going to need it until tomorrow. Just put it over there. This amazing bread has 4 ingredients: flour, salt, yeast, and water. That's it. I really need to know, should I make a double batch of the white bread flour? Like I'm not going to eat, I don't eat white bread flour. But I could share it with people. Like, should I make a double batch or a single? That's my question. Darn, this is going to be a 2-parter. I hate doing that to you guys. 3 cups of bread flour, 1 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon yeast. I use active dry. 1 1/3 cups water. Stir and cover it with saran wrap and let it sit overnight. And I'll be grinding wheat and doing it with this for the test. I have another part of project that I'm working on. We're on another TikTok, but we need to stop right now and we need to reach in, because there are 2 things I need to grab from here. So I'm going to unbox them and then we're going to work with them. I need this one and I need this one. Amazon Prime Day. I ordered this, and then my husband for my birthday got me this. Let's open them up together. They're going to have duplicates, but you can always use duplicates. There's 1 bread, 1 bowl. Oh, and look, this one. Baguettes! French bread! Woohoo! Now, and then you can never have too many of these. If you are making bread, you can never have too many of these. Now, well, that's a sharp little thing. We'll put these aside. Start with this. Yay, yay, yay. And another one. Can never have too many. Another one of these. Another one of these. They were slightly the same and slightly different, right? I am so going to need to research this. Okay, this is what holds the blades. The little razor blades, there you go. So this kit is there. Why do I need 2? Actually, I have 2 of these sides. Welcome back to part 2 of making the most amazing bread that you will ever have made in the modified Dutch oven that we just talked about in part 1. And here is my whole wheat mixture. I'm gonna wrap it up and then we'll talk. Did I mention there's no kneading in this bread? None. None, literally 5 minutes worth of work for both of them. Now we let them sit on the counter and that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Seriously, tomorrow, go to bed. Good morning. It's time to get baking. So that's what this one rose with. We're gonna divide this one into two, and this is going to be one big, big loaf. Could you imagine balsamic vinegar and olive oil? Okay, we're gonna get going. I'm gonna do the wheat one first. So we're gonna divide that white dough that we made up into two, and then we'll use this one for the whole wheat one that I made. We're gonna lightly flour our cutting board that's down here. We're gonna roll them out. We're not going to actually roll or knead. We're just gonna dump it out, shape it, and put it in that basket. That easy. Figure out how we're gonna do that. But right now we spritz this with water and we put flour in it, and then we can put the dough in it to rise. Let's get going. Got my water. I watched one video, don't follow what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying, and that's what matters. I have tape on my hands. Time to sprinkle some flour. I do a lot because this bread is really sticky. And it is a wet dough, so be prepared for that. We got this one. Time to undo the white. Cut it in half because we're making 2 loaves with this one. Plop it in. They're gonna sit in a sunny windowsill for an hour. I'll be back in 30 minutes for our next project. 30 minutes is up. Set the timer for another 30 minutes and do this. Put the Dutch oven in the oven, close the door, and set your oven to 475 degrees to preheat for 30 minutes. It has now been a complete hour. The next part is going to be very quick, and I cannot film it because it's just me. We're going to plop this in that pan, which has been warming up, preheating in the oven. 475 degrees. Sorry, I'm not even gonna try it one-handed. Set your timer for 30 minutes while it's baking.
Interlude.
5 minutes before the timer goes off, remove the lid and let it brown up nice and pretty. Repeat this process. See, this is what you're making. No kneading, and this is what you're making. Repeat the process until all your bread is baked. Can you hear it crackle? Okay, before I send these out, they just came out of the oven. 2 of them are done. The whole wheat one is still in the oven. Here's 1 and 2. Can you hear them? Oh my gosh. They smell heavenly. But every time I make one of these loaves, because they're so easy to make one, I always make 2 to 3. I send them away. You always want to bless other people, right? So I'm giving these to my husband so he can drop them off at work somewhere, and he can choose whoever he is led to, and bless them with a loaf of bread so they can take it home and have dinner. I made these pouches so he can carry them, because you don't want to put bread in plastic or a Ziploc bag. You want it to breathe. There. Now you might be asking about the whole wheat one. There it is. There it is. It smells amazing. I cannot even break into this until my husband gets home. Ugh. It's gonna be horrible. He took the other 2 loaves of bread up to work, and now I get to sit here and smell this whole wheat beauty. It's the easiest bread you will ever make, people. I highly recommend the recipe. It's very easy if you're using all-purpose flour. I definitely need to tweak the other one. Maybe let it rise a lot more. There you go.